What's going on, YouTube? It's Dorkatron Prime. We're going to be covering a awesome Machinedramon deck list by one of the most respected Machinedramon players here in South Florida, John Luna. He's going to be sharing his deck. Go ahead, Luna.
All right, what's up, YouTube? Let's just give you a quick rundown of what we got here. In my deck, I play 10 level 3s. In my playstyle, I try to usually build up in the back to level 6 instead of the old hard drop playstyle. Our best level 3 to start off with is going to be Dorumon. His on play is not really good for actually dropping. The only thing you can search out in the deck is the Chaos X, but we really want him is for his inheritable. When you Digivolve up into your Machinedramon BT 11s or a Chaos or Chaos X, the inheritable can give you an extra memory, which goes a long way with extending your plays. Next, we got Hagurumon. We love this guy on play. Trash one Digimon card from your hand, draw 2. Is a really good way at cycling through your deck and building up that trash to make sure that you get your pieces. I'm running 2 BT2 Hagurumons. These guys are really nice, just in case you need to choke your opponent's memory early game. He only does cost 2, so it's a good way to choke out. But he's also another good Digimon to have in the back, just in case you get the Kazu out. He does count as a machine, so you can use him to gain an extra memory with Kazu in case you have nothing else on board, or you can use him as fodder for your Hagurumons or your Guardramons when you need to draw discard. Next, we have our level 4s. We're running 6. I have 4 Guardramons. This guy's insane. His inheritable really helps you cycle through your deck. It helps you get all your pieces, and that's one thing that Machinedramon really needs. You want to build up that trash so you can start getting all your nice inheritables. Next, we have 2 Grumblemons. Now, this guy is simple, hybrid for game. It really comes in clutch later down the line. If you play Machinedramon, it's really easy to knock your opponent's security out, but it might be a little harder getting that last check in, especially if you're at 0 memory, because you won't always be able to use your attack of the heavy mobile Digimon since your level 6 costs 12, 13, or 11. Sometimes you just need the Grumblemon. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do it at 0, but if the only thing in your hand is Chaosdramon X versus Grumblemon, he's going to be the best way of sneaking in wins. But also sometimes if you just need that level 4, which like I said, you want to build up in the back, there's no hard feelings when you have to go on top of a Doru or a Haguru, right? Because you want to get up and build your BT11 Machinedramon as fast as you can. Here we have all the level 5s. This is going to be like the meat and potatoes of the deck. Really, this is how it works. We have our Andromons. Is when Digivolving, great for searching, building up the trash as well. He gives you blocker. We have Gigadramon for reboot. He also has jamming, which sometimes it's a good idea to just, if you can build up into him. As your level 5, you can swing, do some free chip, and if you Digivolve on top of him, you'll get a reboot at the end of the turn. We have Metal Tyranno, another level 5 for reboot. The Metal Gray, this guy is just a better Megadramon for DP. He gives you plus 3k. It really helps you swing over guys, especially if you're swinging with your Machinedramons, because they only have 11k. He does have security attack plus 2, and you are going to lose 5 memory for it. That's just a meme. No one actually does this, but he's really good for the DP. Gigadramon, same thing. You run him for his DP. If you're going to be blocking or redirecting attacks with your analog man, sometimes you're going to go into a Machinedramon or into a Chaosdramon, and if you're fighting those decks with 13k beat sticks, it's really nice to have that plus 2 so you can crash or at least survive an attack, because you don't want to always be giving up your sources just to keep your level 6s alive. Next, we got Megadramon. Security attack plus 1 as his inheritable, really good, but so's his on play. It can help you get rid of your opponent's memory blockers if they have them out, or any other floodgates, because he pops 2 3k DP or lesses. Really nice if you need to drop the Machinedramon next turn, but they have a Gazi out, or a Madoki. Metal Tyranno. This guy's crazy, probably one of the best additions to the deck. The inheritable all turns, when you destroy something in battle, trash the top of your opponent's security. This is really good at just getting through your opponent's life, but also the when digivolving or on play can help you slow down your opponent. He will suspend opponent's Digimon equal to how many tamers you have out, and then you can pick one to stun for the next turn so they don't unsuspend. Super good, especially since this deck takes a little bit to build up. You want to have those turns where you could stall your opponent and gain some more fuel. Metal Greymon, when digivolving, de-digivolve. It's insane, right? You de-digivolve, one of the best removal options in the game. And then you pop a 3K. It's really nice. He lets you attack with his inheritable your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Really useful for decks where, you know, they're going to have a bunch of active effects on the field. They're not going to swing with their key pieces, right? If you need to run over a stack that's developing in the front line, you can. And if you have piercing or the metal gray effect, you can start trashing their security. This guy, the Black War Growlmon from BT5, a lot of people don't run this guy because most of the deck specifies when you're going to be getting a cyborg, you need to get a red or black cyborg, and this guy's purple. So you can't usually pick him up on any effects other than Chaosdramon X Antibody. Chaosdramon X Antibody specifies that it has to be a cyborg of any color. So in the off chance that you do have your Black War Growl in your trash, you can put him under. And this guy's effect is his inheritable. When attacking, you may delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So if you have a level 3 out, like Kaguru or the 2-cost Kaguru, you can drop them, swing, pop them, unsuspend for only 3 memory. This is another easy way to close out games. We have Machinedramon from BT9 here. When attacking, you can pop a tamer. This is going to be great, especially if you're going to Hunters or Crossheart or Hybrids or any tamer heavy deck. Volcanomon, another security attack +1. This is really great. A lot of people might wonder, why am I not just running 2 Machinedramons if it's just for the security inheritable? When you're dropping Machinedramon or digivolving with Chaosdramon, it specifies that you need different card number Digimon, meaning the number down here, ST12, EX1, they have to be different. So if I have 2 security attack Machinedramons, I cannot pick them both up with the same effect, right? So it's good to have the same effect on different cards. So if I want to drop a Machinedramon, I can pick up both of them, get security attack +2. Metal Greymon, this guy's just, you know, solid. He gives you piercing, really good when you have to swing over bodies, especially with this Metal Greymon's effect. His when attacking is also nice. Again, you can pop floodgates with it. It's when attacking, pop a 4K or less. You know, very useful. And now, getting out of the level 5s, we go on to the 6s. So let me talk about this guy over here first. Machinedramon from BT11. When digivolving, you get to reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You can add a machine to your hand or put it under him. Both are really good. If you put it under him and you have a Dorumon underneath, you will gain a memory for it. And if you have, well, you're always going to have the babies. My bad. We're running 4 Doraemons. So if you put a source underneath, you will also draw one. And he can also fish out your analog mans. The remaining cards do go to trash, which is perfect for this deck because your trash is another resource. All Machinedramons and Chaosdramons pick up cyborgs from the trash. So this guy will help extend your line, but he also helps search out your pieces and build up your trash. He also has an on deletion. By placing one of your analog men underneath your deck, you can play another Machinedramon from your hand. So in the chance that this Machinedramon does get deleted, you can play another one from your hand if you have it, or you can drop the EX1 Machinedramon, my bad. Now, this guy used to be, you know, the king of the deck, but obviously we got better options now. His on play lets you pick up 5 cyborgs from your trash, put them under him, and you'll gain a memory for each one. So best case scenario, you'll get 5 memory. He also cannot be deproduced, and if he were to be deleted, you can trash 2 level 5s in order to not be deleted. So if your Machinedramon BT11 does get destroyed and you play Machinedramon for free, his on play can gain you up to 5 memory. So it's a great way to keep turn or to force your opponent to pass turn if they should swing into it. And in case they don't swing into it, you can always use your analog men to redirect the attack to him, or if he has blocker, you can block it and force him to be deleted. Now, Machinedramon EX1, he's been phased out in a lot of decks. People used to run him at 4 back in the day. Now, you're lucky to see him run at, people run him at 2. Most people run him at 1. Machinedramon EX1 is really good for his on-play effect and his protection, but in a deck where you are trying to Digivolve up now, this is no longer the old Machinedramon playstyle. In mine, he does not have a when Digivolving effect, so your optimal target for Digivolving will always be this Machinedramon. So why do we run him at 2? For the on deletion effect, but there are some cases where you need a big body out instantly, right? Best case scenario, you can drop him for 7 if you pick up 5 cyborgs, but if your opponent is building up a board and you need to match their pressure, you can drop a Machinedramon for 7 and you can somewhat fight them, right? Specifically, this guy was my best friend when I was fighting Hunters. Hunters is a pretty hard deck for Machinedramon because we're immune to most forms of removal except for Arresterdramon Superior mode, which can tuck us underneath a Tamer or another Digimon. So when you go against that deck, you typically want to only have 1 stack out and drop 0 Tamers. The best way to get that stack out as fast as possible is with Machinedramon. If you cannot, then going up in the back is your best option. We don't really have a problem with too many other decks because we have protection from DP reduction, deletion, and bounce. So if your opponent has a way to kind of cheese out your Machinedramon in other ways and you need a body instantly, EX1 is the way to go. Next we have Chaosdramon from EX3. When this game came out, he changed the game for Machinedramon. You can Digivolve for 1 on top of any of these and de-Digivolve 1 up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon, or you can de-Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon 3 times for each level 5 that you put under him. On top of that, he is immune to being deleted and bounced to deck or to hand. So there's a trade-off. He no longer is immune to DP reduction, but he is now immune to bounce, which is really good, especially if you're going against All Force or Melga. Our option cards, oh, my bad. Our other level 6, Chaosdramon X Antibody. This guy's really good. He's your boss. He can go on top of any Chaos or Machinedramon. The reason this is so strong is because he keeps all the effects of Chaos or Machine under him. So if you Digivolve on top of a Chaosdramon or this Machinedramon, he will take their when Digivolving effects. So you can de-Digivolve a second time, or you can search a second time. He also keeps their protections, so if you're on top of this Machinedramon, you will not be able to get deleted or PD reduced. This guy will protect you from bounce. And if you have both, you get best of both worlds, right? If by any chance he would get deleted, you can protect by detaching 2 sources from both of their effects, but also all turns when he would be deleted, you can trash the top of your opponent's security. It's just another way to chip away. Next we got our option cards. We have 2 of Hyper Infinity Cannon. Now, a lot of people will opt to run the Chaosdramon option that came out in the same set as him. I forget the name because I don't use it. But Hyper Infinity Cannon is a super useful tool because this is a 6 cost de-Digivolve 3 of your opponent's Digimon. And if you put a cyborg from your trash underneath one of your level 6 machines, you can pop a 6 Careless. This will most often than not get rid of whatever stack you're facing for 6 memory. Security effect do the same exact thing. The only con is that if you don't have a machine to put a source under, you will not get the pop. But any which way, if they hit into this insecurity, or if you need it to de-Digivolve 3, that will set your opponent back a lot. We also have 3 copies of Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. Super good card. You drop it for 0, discard a machine from your hand, and you'll get an aura for the rest of the turn. That is, any level 6 machine that you drop will gain Rush and Blitz on play, so long as if it has a source underneath. So this will only work with Chaosdramon, Machinedramon, or your other Machinedramon, because they have a way to get a source when they're played. Now this is a very heavy, swing for game. It costs a lot because you have to play the full play cost of these guys from your hand. So this Machinedramon is usually the best one to do it with because you can do it for 7. But I only really use this if it's an emergency or if I'm trying to go for game. Lastly, for our tamers, we have 4 copies of Analog Man. This guy is going to be your main engine. He lets you discard a level 5 from your hand, which is a cyborg, to draw a card and gain a memory. He's really good at going through your deck, filling up your trash, and gaining memory. And it's always good to have multiple copies of him out because his opponent's turn allows you to redirect attacks to your level 6 machines. This is really great because it lets Machinedramon block attacks without having to suspend itself and without needing the keyword blocker, which, if you play Digimon, you'll know there's some cards that will specify certain effects on cards which have blocker. But if your Machinedramon doesn't have it, yet you can still redirect attacks, then you're chilling, right? Having multiple Analog Men out is just a great way to keep stalling. Lastly, we have 1 copy of Kazu. Kazu's a funny guy. Start of main phase. If you have a machine out or a cyborg, you gain 1 memory. Just a neat little dude who can give you that 1 memory boost if you need it. And all turns, when one of your cyborgs or machines gets suspended, you can draw a card and discard a card. So similar to Analog Man, he does help you go through the deck. He lets you find your pieces. I used to run him at 2, but I dropped him to 1 to make space for a second security bomb in Hyper Infinity Cannon. And so far, he's been coming in whenever I need him. If I have a Kazu, it really, speeds up your game plan. But if you don't, it doesn't really miss. You don't really miss him. Alrighty, guys, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching my my deck profile. Good luck building it. Machinedраmon's a really good deck to play, especially because it's immune to almost everything. Word to the wise, if you're going against hunters, just make sure you only have 1 stack out. Oh, another thing. If you're going against hunters and your opponent just so happens to hit a tamer insecurity, that's also what these Grumblemons are for. You want to get rid of your tamers as fast as possible because, like I said, in that matchup, you only want to fight with 1 stack. So if you did evolve on top of a tamer with your Grumble, swing into security, try to get rid of it as fast as possible so that way your Machinedramons do not get cheesed by a Rescue-Dramon. Alrighty, and that's about it, everybody. Good luck.
Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the video. And remember, we brick by nature.